This might sting a little to hear, but it's the truth. The smartphone in your pocket is already better than the $3,000 camera that you are currently saving up for. Stop putting off your video skills because you think you need a massive cinema rig to land clients. Nobody talks about this, but there are 3 workflow secrets that professional agencies use to scale, and none of them require buying new gear. I run a production company, and today I'm giving you the brutal business-to-business reality check on phones versus cameras. But at the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what gear you actually need so that you can start researching, start shooting, and start landing new clients. So let's get to work. Let's save you some time. If convenience is your #1 priority, you will never beat the glass that's sitting right there in your pocket. You can shoot a video, color grade it, upload it, and market your business all in the same device within 60 seconds. You do not get to do that with a mirrorless camera. With a real camera, you have to pack a bag, you have to balance the heavy lens, you have to check the exposure triangle, you have to dump the SD card onto your laptop, open up Final Cut Pro, and format it into a vertical social media. If you need speed and volume above all else, stick with your phone. Let me give you a real world example. Last year, I owned Stride Fitness Gym. As a business owner, I was wearing 100 different hats. If I needed to capture a high energy morning class to post on Instagram stories and drive immediate signups, I did not have time to go to the back office, build out some camera rig, and dial up my white balance, all while shooting, an S-Log profile. The moment would be gone, right? I pulled out my phone, I captured the energy, I hit post, and I got back to running my business. Friction is the enemy of execution. When you are a business owner trying to drive top of funnel traffic, convenience is currency. Stop buying expensive cameras if your only goal is to post on Instagram, Reels, or TikTok. Most beginners get this completely wrong, and that's costing you thousands of dollars for nothing. If your deliverables are strictly, living on TikTok, and your phone is definitely just going to be honestly more than enough. But here's the deal breaker. If you're trying to print your work, like shoot fast moving sports or deliver high ticket commercial assets to a paying client, like the tiniest sensor on a phone, it'll get you exposed. You can't beat physics. You need that optical zoom, whether it's like a wildlife or a tight corporate headshot. Like the massive sensor and the heavy glass, is dedicated to a camera, and that's just going to completely destroy what a phone is able to do. When my team at Kelly Productions was shooting my documentary series called Unyielding, we were dealing with heavy subject matter, unpredictable lighting, and the scenes. We only had one chance to capture that, right? You cannot shoot a premium documentary, series on a phone and expect a distribution platform to take you serious. We need massive dynamic range to, save the highlights from the blown out windows in the background. We needed that heavy optical glass for professional lenses to, create that depth of field and separate our subject from the distracting backgrounds. A phone artificially fakes that depth with software. A real camera creates it with physics. If you want your work to look like cinema, you have to shoot on cinema tools. Here's the fastest way to guarantee a usable shot on a fast-paced set, removing all the complicated variables. While you can throw a professional mirrorless camera into auto mode, they are inherently complex machines built for professionals. Phones are engineered for the masses. You point, you tap on the glass to expose, and the AI does the heavy lifting for you. If you want zero friction and a guaranteed result every single time you hit the shutter button, the phone wins the simplicity category. And let's be honest about the learning curve. If I hand you or any beginner an FX30 and I tell them to go shoot a vlog, they're going to panic. They're going to mess up the shutter angle, the footage is going to be jittery, the auto will be blown out. You hand the same beginner an iPhone and they would give you a perfectly exposed 4K clip. Sometimes simple is exactly what you need to survive. And bear with me now. Here's the secret that the industry, doesn't want to admit. Tapping a flat glass screen to take a photo is a terrible, lifeless experience. Think about how many photos you have on your phone right now. We shoot on phones out of pure necessity, but with a real camera, it's an experience. The physical exposure dials, the mechanical shutter click, the heavy lens, it forces you to slow down and actually be a part of the experience. It's the exact reason why analog film cameras and like Polaroids are making a massive comeback right now. People are craving that tangible, creative experience. Phones are functional, we use them every single day, but cameras, like, they're emotional. When you hold a piece of heavy metal and glass in your hands, your mindset shifts. You stop taking snapshots and you start capturing images. Like, it forces you to, look at how the light is hitting the subject. It forces you to compose your frame intentionally. A phone makes you lazy because it does the work for you. A camera demands that you show up and you be an artist. I finally stopped obsessing over massive camera rigs and I started carrying like premium compact cameras, and the results completely shocked me. Clearly I'm making this video, right? If you want convenience of a smartphone but a massive sensor quality and tactile fun of a real camera, you need to pivot to the compact market. So cameras like the Sony, the RX100 7 and the A7CR slide right into your everyday carrier, absolutely destroying like cell phone quality images, and it makes you actually want to go out and shoot. And if you made it this far, you might as well keep listening, because that means you are about to get out of the gear purgatory. So here's the final verdict, all right? If you want the ultimate convenience and the simplicity to market your business fast, stick with a phone, right? You can click on Instagram really fast. You can post a TikTok really quick. If you need a powerhouse, but you want quality, creative control, and the sheer fun of like mastering the craft, go buy a camera. If you even slightly curious, jump down that rabbit hole. Like, you will not regret it. My journey has been fantastic, and I hope anybody can experience the same thing that I have. If this breakdown pulled you out of gear purgatory, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you for joining me during this little TED Talk that I had right here, which is on YouTube, not a TED Talk. Nonetheless, hey, one day I'll get there. But if you enjoyed everything that I told you about, I hope that this really helps you in your camera search. I sure know that when I joined the Sony family, I didn't turn back. The mirrorless family has been great to me. The lenses have been great to me. And I will hope that, and this is not sponsored by any means, although I do have a affiliation with Amazon, so just understand if you click the links down there, you will be helping the channel. Outside of that, y'all, thanks for joining me, and keep creating.